Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Welcome to episode 2 of DDTS Wrestling Series Edition. Thank y'all for joining me for another episode. Welcome to episode 2. Episode 1 was about Owen Hart. Now we on episode 2. And today's episode is going to be the WWE Royal Rumble 2026 recap that happened on Saturday, January the 31st, 2026. Now, it is February the 5th, 2026. And I really want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all that are joining me, all you wrestling fans out there, WWE fans, TNA fans, AEW fans, or any type of wrestling fans that you are. Thank you for joining me. I don't watch too much AEW. I don't know too much about AEW, but if you just give me a little time, I will be happy to learn. Just give me some time, some process, and I will be happy to learn everything that there is to learn about AEW and other wrestlings. And I do know a lot about TNA as well. But first, if you are new here and if you haven't yet, and if you will love the wrestling experience, and if you will love the WWE and any type of wrestling updates, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you will get notified when I have new videos available. Now today, we're going to be talking about the WWE Royal Rumble recap. Who won the WWE Royal Rumble? Who won the men's Royal Rumble? Who won the women's Royal Rumble? What matches took place? Who won those matches? What moments basically took y'all by storm and everything. And first, before I forget, happy Black History Month. With it being Black History Month, don't be surprised if I do some WWE, some wrestling podcasts talking about a lot of black superstars that are in the wrestling business, that were in the wrestling business in the past, that are in the wrestling business now. Don't be surprised if I talk about these superstars, where they were from WWE, where they're from TNA, AEW, and who's currently in there now. So yes, indeed, happy Black History Month. And my birthday is this month, and it's Valentine's Day this month as well. So, yeah, I think it's truly amazing. And I'm just so happy to be able to do this podcast for you all. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. I wanted to tell y'all, I got verified on Instagram. I got the check mark and everything. I think I got verified, but yeah. I want to do so much with my platforms. I have 1,003 subscribers and followers on Instagram. I got 985 followers on TikTok, 617 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and on my Facebook, I think I got 400 and something. So if I keep being consistent and keep working hard to my goals and keep posting content and clips, I think I will get exactly where I'm trying to be, and I'm not giving up. So I want to thank each and every one of you that have been supporting me, that have been watching my content, that has been rocking with me since day one, or whenever that you start rocking with me. I really want to say thank you. I know I'm behind on a lot of people's content and videos, but I promise you I'm going to make my way around. So with that being said, I know y'all probably tired of me running my mouth. Let's go ahead and get into this wrestling podcast, WWE episode of DDTS Wrestling Series podcast, episode 2. And we're going to be talking about the WWE Royal Rumble 2026 recap that was on Saturday, January the 31st, 2026. And the first thing that I want to elaborate on is this. So let's go ahead and go first. Now, let me be honest with y'all. Did I watch the Royal Rumble? I did not get to watch the Royal Rumble. Oh, Lord. I did not get to watch the Royal Rumble because I'm not finna pay $29.99, close to $30 to watch the Royal Rumble or any wrestling pay-per-view like that, because a lot of peoples do not have that type of money. And before I get into it, I loved it when it was on Peacock, because I could pay $7.99 to $10.99 or whichever how much it was to pay to watch all of the WWE pay-per-views, all the wrestling events live. And when I would get Peacock, I would never forget it. I would never forget the pay-per-views. I will always be prepared to watch. But ever since then, when they moved it to ESPN and they said it's $29.99, close to $30, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And I got Netflix, and they allegedly putting all of the WWE stuff and the wrestling content stuff on there. Most of it and some of it. I don't know how long it's going to be. I just hope that it stays on there. I just hope that they finally find a home for this WWE stuff, because it's so much. Because there's so many peoples that don't have the money to pay for these ESPNs. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of people out there that can't pay for these subscriptions to watch their favorite shows. And they're talking about get a VPN. I'm not doing that. Even though I know it's a good thing in some people's situations, but it's not for mine, because isn't that illegal? That's illegal, ain't it? And as much as I am a WWE fan, and as much as I am a wrestling fan in all of sorts that I have been in like 2 to 3 decades, I just wait till it get on Netflix, or better yet, go online and try to find them, because best believe I'm not fixing to be doing that. If you know, if you know, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there respectfully. I just want to get that off my chest respectfully, and I don't know why they want to do this, but I just want to get that off my chest respectfully. So let's go ahead and get into this pay-per-view. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. So Liv Morgan won the 2026 Royal Rumble match of the Women's Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan is the winner of the WWE 2026 Royal Rumble match. Liv Morgan, she finally won the Women's Royal Rumble, and she is headed to WrestleMania. And Morgan had been a runner-up in the 2 previous Royal Rumbles, but finally sealed the deal by eliminating a returning Tiffany Stratton to win. So let's pause right there. Again, I did not get a chance to watch the Royal Rumble, but last night I was on YouTube. I actually watched the Women's Royal Rumble. And I watched all the entrants of the Royal Rumbles, of the Women's Royal Rumble. I just watched all the entrants and stuff. They did a couple of moves and everything like that. And I saw a clip that Tiffany Stratton had returned. Tiffany Stratton is a former WWE Women's Champion who was defeated by Jade Cargill at Saturday Night Main Event some months ago. Jade Cargill is still the WWE Women's Champion, and she is on the SmackDown brand alongside Tiffany Stratton. Now, the Women's Royal Rumble first started in 2018 with Asuka being the first winner. 2019 with I think it was Charlotte that was the winner. 2020, I think it was Becky Lynch that was the winner. 2021, I think it was, who was it? I got to go back and do my research, but I watched every Royal Rumble when the women's was. But I'm going to be honest with y'all, I love the women's Royal Rumble more than the men's Royal Rumble, because the men's Royal Rumble in the WWE is so predictable. It's so predictable. Like, you know who's going to win. You know who's going to win. It's either going to be somebody that has won before, that has had plenty of opportunities, that's trying to get over relevant and overrated. Once again, if you know, you know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the men's Royal Rumble is quite predictable. But the women's Royal Rumble, you don't know who's going to win. You don't know who's going to return. Because in my opinion, let's be honest, in my opinion, I think the women's in the wrestling company, and I think the women's in the WWE that we have today are truly amazing. Like, you never know what these women are capable of doing. These women is just not doing no suplexes, no hurricanranas. You got women that is fighting men, jumping up off of top ropes, doing last women standing matches, Hell in a Cell. Shout out to Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair for getting that started, etc., etc. And I want to shout out to the women's division and the peoples in the WWE, Stephanie McMahon, even though I'm not too much of a fan. But shout out to all of those peoples that started with the women's revolution, that started the women's pay-per-view evolution, that even decided that women deserve to have a Royal Rumble as well. Honestly, the women in the WWE in the past, in the present, or even the future, in my opinion, the WWE should have been on let the women's had their own Royal Rumble. If the women can enter in the men's Royal Rumble, it should have. That's my honest opinion. If we're going to be honest, I really feel, since we're going to be honest, let's put it out there. Let's put it out there. If we're going to be honest, when China entered the Royal Rumble in 1999, and she returned and entered the Royal Rumble in 2000, that should have been an ideal right there. That should have been, okay, China is the first woman in the WWE history to enter the Royal Rumble. China is also the first woman in the WWE history to win the Intercontinental Championship. China defeated Jeff Jarrett, who she was in a rivalry with in the late 1990s in 1999. Then, she got beat by Chris Jericho, he basically speaks up on China in interviews saying that she was allegedly difficult to work with, allegedly. China is a two-time Intercontinental Champion. What I'm saying is, when China entered the Royal Rumble twice, that should have let you know right then and there, the WWE or the World Wrestling Federation or whatever it was at that time, they should have pretty much let these women that they had in the wrestling company at that time have their own Royal Rumble. But then again, back in that time, a lot of these women was not wrestling like they are now. You had women's that were like Ivory, like Trish Stratus, Lita, Jacqueline, Miss Kitty. These women, Jacqueline, Miss Jacqueline Moore, who is truly one of the greatest, a legend. She's a WWE Hall of Famer, a two-time women's champion, a former cruiserweight champion, and she's done a lot that there is to do in the WWE wrestling world and any wrestling promotions, WCW. If we're gonna be honest, there wasn't really too much of women that were really fighting and taking bumps like Jacqueline was. There wasn't really too many women taking bumps like Lita was. There wasn't really too many women taking bumps like Trish Stratus was. Like Trish Stratus, she came in the WWE in 2000. Lita came in the 2000s, so they basically came in at the same time. But back in those days, in the World Wrestling Federation days, in the Attitude Era, they had swimsuit contests and all this and that and the third. You had a lot of women that weren't really fighting like that. So I guess it was like it'll be a waste of time because back then, those women, though they was not really into fighting, they was really into doing all this stuff to be sexy and to do all this and that and the third. Not saying that a lot of people did not enjoy it, because I know it's a lot of people that did. But what I'm basically trying to say is that, I'm so sorry for getting off the topic, is that when China entered the Royal Rumble in 1999 and 2000, when Beth Phoenix entered the Royal Rumble in 2010, that definitely should have been an idea. When Karma, aka the Amazing Kong, who was in WWE in 2011 and was released a year later in 2012 following her pregnancy announcement. And she started a little rivalry with the Bella twins, but it didn't fully develop because she was pregnant and she had to leave. Awesome Kong, known as Karma from the WWE, she's known for being in Total Nonstop Wrestling, which is TNA. And she has won the Knockouts Championship, or TNA Women's Championship, and she has had tremendous matches with her on her wrestling feud with Gail Kim. Gail Kim is also a former WWE Women's Champion. Gail Kim is also a former WWE Women's Superstar, and she is a former TNA Nonstop Wrestling Champion, Women's Champion. Now, let's talk about Gail Kim for one little second, and then I'm going to get back into this podcast. I'm sorry if my voice is just a little scratchy. I might not have the pictures to match this, but if you can just listen to me, please, respectfully. Now, Gail Kim, I watched her matches. Gail Kim is one of the most tremendous and legendary wrestlers and superstars that there is in her time. She first entered the WWE in 2003. But if many of you that do not know this, Gail Kim was the first woman of... Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. One second, y'all. One second, y'all. One second. One second. And Gail Kim was actually the first Canadian American, and now she's retired, professional wrestler. And she won the WWE Women's Championship in her first match. And that is wild. But a lot of people don't want y'all to know Gail Kim is a former WWE Women's Champion. But don't nobody want to speak up on that. A lot of people don't want to speak up on the fact that Gail Kim is a former WWE Women's Champion. And she won that match on her first night in the WWE, and she won the Women's Championship. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it is true. She won her very first WWE match and won the Women's Championship in a battle royal and she became champion. Yeah, that's what I wanted to put out there, because I did not want to get anything wrong. But in my opinion, I really feel like they used Gail King, not Gail King. They used Gail Kim wrong in the WWE, and that's why she left. It's some tea behind that. She allegedly eliminated herself from the WWE Women's Battle Royal for the number one contenders match, who would face Kelly Kelly for the Divas Championship. Yes, Kelly Kelly was a Divas champion. After all of the time, they finally gave Kelly Kelly an opportunity to win a title. Kelly Kelly was the Divas champion at the time. They had a Divas Battle Royal in 2011, which Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, won. Which Beth Phoenix was turning heel and everything. And if you know, you know. Gail King said allegedly and truthfully that she eliminated herself from the Battle Royal because honestly they was not using her right. They was not respecting her. She said allegedly that her and Vince McMahon had a couple of words, but you know, I really don't know that. I don't know about that. But I can see if I can find a clip and insert that either in the beginning or the end of this video. But if you know, you know. I really feel that, you know, they could have done Gail Kim justice. They could have used her right, because she was tremendous. Not only that, not only did Gail Kim leave the WWE, but Melina, that was Melina's last match in the WWE. I don't think it was, but when she was in that Battle Royal, Melina left as well. So yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. But let's go ahead and finish this. But the Royal Rumble match, the Women's Royal Rumble match, it began with tag team partners Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss entering at number 1 and 2 respectfully. And it was Flair and Bliss toyed with the idea of fighting each other, but decided to work together and wait for the rest of the field. Okay, so Jordan Grace, who entrant was number 8, came in. She was like a fire, eliminated Lola Vice. And entrant number 6 was Candice LeRae. Entrant number 7 at the same time before eliminating Ivory Nile. And entrant number 5, you know, like that. So the Queen Charlotte Flair eliminated Nia Jax, who was entrant number 4. But also eliminated Bliss at the same time, simply by accident, following a big boot by Nia Jax. Hold on one second. So yeah. And not only that, Brie Bella, she made a return to the Royal Rumble in 2026. So yeah, so Liv Morgan won the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. But let's take it back to 2023. Or was it 24? But I think it was 2023, because Bayley won in 2024. Bayley won in 2024. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. So, yeah. Yeah. Bayley won in 2024. Charlotte won in 2025. Rhea Ripley won in 2023. I think Bianca Belair won in 2022. I have to go back And Becky Lynch won one year, so I have to go back. But yeah, Liv Morgan won the 2026 Royal Rumble. So congratulations to Liv Morgan. Now let's go ahead and get on to the next results. So Gunther defeated AJ Styles. And it was the end of AJ Styles' career. So if y'all don't remember, and if y'all have been keeping up, and if y'all have been paying attention, AJ Styles is no more in the wrestling company, allegedly. He allegedly retired from wrestling, and he was beat and defeated by Gunther. And I just want to speak up on that. I know it. I know it's all scripted and everything. But it just some things. This just does not sit well with me. How is you gonna have y'all might get mad at me, but I really do not care. This is my honest opinion. This is my truthfully opinion, and I'm gonna stick with it. But how on earth would y'all put Gunther in a powerful position that's not even that, in my opinion, that's not even that good, that's not even that athletic to me? How would y'all put a superstar like that in a powerful position to give him the right to defeat all of these legends? He defeated John Cena when he was retiring. He defeated Goldberg when he was retiring. So it's AJ Styles, it's Gunther. No, it's AJ Styles, it's John Cena, it's Goldberg. And is I'm missing anybody else? Why would they put Gunther in a powerful position? In my opinion, I don't care if he held the Intercontinental Championship 3,000 days. I really feel that these legends that we grew up with watching, that have led a mark, that have won numerous championships with them combined, I really feel that they deserved to win those matches. John Cena deserved to win his retirement match. Goldberg deserved to win his retirement match. AJ Styles, he deserved to win his retirement match. But y'all always got to get Gunther, or whatever his name is, but they always got to get Gunther to defeat all these legends. And so I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of this, how it happened and how it, transformed in the way it did. The phenomenal one's career is over. AJ Styles put his incredible career on the line against the ring general following Gunther's recent controversial win over Styles on Raw. Gunther brutalized Styles by sending the phenomenal one crashing into a barricade at ringside. Styles attempted to lock in the calf's crush, but Gunther made it to the ropes before Styles could apply the hold to the maximum impact. The ring general obligated Styles with the spine-tingling powerbomb, but Styles responded with another calf crusher. Gunther escaped the dangerous hold with a sleeper, and Styles and Gunther went back and forth with their sleeper attempts. Let's see. Styles also launched himself over the rope to a nail phenomenal forearm to the outside and soon followed with a powerbomb in the ring. Styles hit a 450 splash and followed with a Styles clash for a 2 count. Gutler hit a mute kick below the belt behind the referee's back before landing a powerbomb through Styles' narrow kicked out. Styles attempted another phenomenal forearm, but was countered by Gutler, who looked at the sleeper hold. He locked in the sleeper hold. Styles kept fighting back with desperation elbows. Gutler trapped the phenomenal one, whose career ended when he passed out with the hold. After the match, the universe gave Styles a standing ovation. Styles looked ready to leave his gloves in the ring as the crowd chanted no, but his assistant operated to leave his gloves on his hands, saluted the crowd. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make sure I get seeking out find. I guess I can't. Okay. So I'm just going to elaborate on it for a minute. Do I feel? How do I feel? I bet y'all probably wonder, how do I feel? Honestly, let's be honest. It's so wild that they always have to feel like Gutler is the most powerful person to defeat these legends. Can we just normalize? How about get somebody that these opponents had so much chemistry with? If we're going to be honest, let's get somebody like for John Cena. John Cena has had more chemistry with Randy Orton than anything. Could have just got one of my other favorite wrestlers, Randy Orton, to retire John Cena or to have his retirement match. And for Goldberg, that's kind of hard because he was more in WCW than he was in the WWE. Goldberg came to the WWE in 2003, I think. I'm really not sure. But Goldberg was mostly a WCW person. So that's going to be hard. And as for AJ Styles, he was in TNA for a great amount of years, but he came to the WWE in 2016. So he could have basically had anybody, that he's had chemistry with in the ring that was in the WWE that came from TNA he could have a match with. So that's kind of like, they could have just done it as people that they had more chemistry with, that they had a connection with to basically have a match with. But Gutler, that just does not sit well with me. I'm just going to be honest. That just did not sit well with me. AJ Styles, he basically always was a great wrestler to me. I discovered AJ Styles when I was watching TNA religiously back in the day. When I was watching TNA religiously back in the day, I basically was drawn to AJ Styles because he was very athletic. He was truly one of the best. He is a multiple-time TNA X Division champion, TNA champion. And, and he's been wrestling all over the world, New Japan and everything. So when you think about it, AJ Styles has a history of wrestling some of the most legendary matches. When I say that he deserved to be in a match that he with somebody that he has chemistry with, I think of Shinsuke Nakamura, because nobody in this world, in my opinion, between those two, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, they have so much chemistry among each other. And I really feel that would have been a great match because they have so much chemistry, because their history go all the way back to New Japan Wrestling or whatever they were wrestling with together. It's among everybody else. Because every wrestler has known another wrestler from way back in the day before they all came to WWE. Y'all know how that story goes. So, with that being said, I'm going to say AJ Styles will truly be missed to the WWE or whatever wrestling company that he was with and that he was over the years. He definitely led a mark. He definitely led some of the wonderful, greatest memories and moments and everything. So, yeah. So, congratulations, AJ Styles. Even though you did not win, I really feel that he deserves so much grace. So, yes, indeed. Now, let's go ahead and get on to this next one. And how many do I got to go to win? Okay, so I got two more. To do. Okay, yeah. So, the next thing that I want to give y'all an update on, the undisputed WWE Champion Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn. I watched a little bit of SmackDown last Friday before the Royal Rumble, the day before the Royal Rumble. It was a great episode, in my opinion. But after missing a couple of moments, I try to keep up with it religiously, even though I don't watch it because of other things that I have to deal with and that I have to take care of. I do stay followed with the WWE, with the wrestling that I know the most, that I'm pretty much connected with, which I know I got to get connected with more wrestlings like AEW and back with TNA. Because as a wrestling fanatic and as a wrestling fan, a lot of people might not feel how I feel about WWE. And a lot of people might not feel, and I might not feel how other people feel like AEW or TNA. But at the same time, I have to give the peoples what they want. If somebody email me or message me on Instagram or Facebook or this and that and the third and say, hey DeAndre Dobbs, the show, DDTS or whatever, do you mind looking up some AEW stuff or some superstars and do a wrestling podcast on them? If that's what the fans want, if that's what the supporters want, whenever I get to that level or whenever I do, if y'all do, and if y'all have come this long into this video, I really appreciate it. I thank you. But if that's what y'all want, I really feel, in my opinion, that it's up to me to do a job as a YouTuber, a content creator, and give the fans, the subscribers, the lovers, wrestler lovers, and everybody that they want. And that's for me to do that. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I want to elaborate on this exact recap. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. I did not watch them. Again, I did not get a chance to watch the Royal Rumble match. And I want to give a special shout out to one of my friends, one of my wrestling friends. I doubt that he watches this video. I doubt that he watches this video right then and there. But give a shout out to William Ross. William Ross, who is another great friend of mine, who is a wrestling fanatic like I am, that be keeping me updated. He's the one that basically pretty much spoiled the Royal Rumble. He basically spoiled the Royal Rumble for me because I didn't get a chance to watch. And I pretend that I did not see the results. And he said that I could have watched it live on TikTok because somebody was streaming it live on TikTok. I could have. He sent the link and everything. He could have. I could have, but I was not at home. So I couldn't watch the Royal Rumble because I was not at home. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do a recap on this Royal Rumble's pay-per-view event. And I think this recap on the Royal Rumble is truly helping me, and it's truly one of the greatest. And I'm so happy that I've getting the opportunity to do that. So let's go ahead and this might be like an hour. This might be an hour, some long podcast. I don't know. I doubt anybody will watch this long thing, but if y'all do, y'all can help y'all self. Share it to the world if y'all have to. I will be sharing clips of this video, this podcast, alongside other videos that I do that's beside wrestling. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this undisputed WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Now, I'm going to read a little bit about this, but I just want to say, Drew McIntyre, he is a former WWE champion. He's a former Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. He first won his first championship when he defeated John Morrison back in 2009. Drew McIntyre made his scene in the WWE back in 2009. He said that Vince McMahon said to him, allegedly, that he was the chosen one. And I just don't know how I feel about that. Vince McMahon said that he was the chosen one. I'm like, wow, really? The chosen one? Really? The chosen one? Not going to tell you no lie, Drew McIntyre, he is. Woo. Not only, listen, Drew McIntyre was skin and bones when he first came to the WWE back in 2009, which was 16 years ago. But now, Drew McIntyre got bulk. He done started gaining weight, started getting his gains up and everything. In my opinion, don't fight me, y'all. But Drew McIntyre turned in and become a zaddy out here. I'm not gonna tell y'all no lie. Next to Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre out here being a zaddy. Listen, I'm just being honest. But let's go ahead and get into this. Drew McIntyre, former Intercontinental Champion, WWE Champion, Undisputed Champion. He defeated Cody Rhodes, allegedly. Now let's get into Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is one of the best. He's a former Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, United States Champion. Sami Zayn won some titles, y'all. All respect to Sami Zayn. He's truly amazing as well. And has had some legendary matches. He defeated Gunther to win his Intercontinental Championship. He is a former Intercontinental. He's a former United States Champion. So yeah. But let's go ahead and get into this. I did not watch the match, but I believe when you watch a match with Drew McIntyre, you best believe that you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You're going to be in for a rude awakening. You're going to be in for some destruction. You know what I'm saying? Because Drew McIntyre, he's from Scotland. Drew McIntyre, he has so much amazing ring ability. You don't know what this person, you don't know what he's going to do next. He's powerful. He's nonchalant. He is very good at being a heel. If you know, you know, because he's very good at being a heel. So, you don't know what he is going to do. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. It says, seeking to become a world champion for the first time and remain undefeated in Saudi Arabia, Sami Zayn challenged Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship WWE title. The Scotsman warrior barbared Zayn in the early proceedings before Zayn hit the sunset flip powerbomb. But McIntyre ruthlessly targeted Zayn's back in an attack that left several marks. Even when Zayn dropped the champion with the Blue Thunder Bomb, it took tremendous toll on his back. McIntyre hit the 3 Future Shock DDT for a long 2 count. Zayn almost landed the heroic kick, but McIntyre evaded and exceeded a Claymore kick. Zayn, however, got his foot on the bottom rope and to prevent McIntyre from winning, as the Scotsman Warrior argued that the referee, Zayn, blasted him with the hula kick that resulted in a long 2 count after Zayn was slow to cover McIntyre. Outside the ring, McIntyre powerbombed Zayn through an announce table, which left the challenger reeling in pain. Back in the ring, Zayn hit an explorer suplex and set up for another hero kick. McIntyre, however, clogged Zayn with the Claymore kick out of nowhere before hitting a second one on Empathy, win the match to retain the title. Now let's go ahead and elaborate on that, okay? I'm going to go ahead and elaborate on that once again, and I will say this, that again, Sami Zayn is he's a tremendous wrestler. Although I might not know a lot that there is to know about Sami Zayn, but after years and years and years and years of watching Sami Zayn is not the type to give up. He's not the type to give up. He's not the type to basically abide by anybody's rules, and he has been in some of the most legendary matches. I watched him. Scripted or not scripted, Sami Zayn is truly dedicated to his role. He's good as a heel. He's good as a face. However you put it, he is good. And a comedian as well. When he was with the Bloodline, which featured Roman Reigns at that time, the Usos, and all those extra credits. Respectfully. But I will say, I'm not surprised that Sami Zayn did not win, and I'm not surprised that Drew McIntyre win, because when you got a match with Drew McIntyre, you 9 times out of 10, you really got to put up a fight, and you really have to put up a fight. You really have to put up a good matching fight to beat Drew McIntyre. I don't care if they tell you what move to do next. You got to put up a good fight to beat Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre, he's huge. He's got so many move sets. You don't know what he's going to do. He can jump off the top of ropes. He can do moves on tables. You know, if you know, you know. But, you know, my voice keep cracking. Oh, my gosh. But if you know what I'm saying. You know, you really have to bring it to Drew McIntyre to do all this stuff. You literally do. You do. You have to bring it to him. So let's just be honest, and let's just put it out there. You literally have to bring it to him. But Sami Zayn said in a promo that I saw last Friday before the Royal Rumble, he said he'd never been defeated in Saudi Arabia, which is his religion, is where he's, you know. So this will make the first time that he was defeated in Saudi Arabia, I believe. I don't want to tell y'all no lie, but yeah, he lost last night when he was defeated in Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to lie, he lost. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he lost. You're going to have a fight on your hands when you try to outpower Drew McIntyre. But I'm going to say this. There are so many peoples that are deserving of being champion. There's so many peoples that are deserving of being WWE champion, the Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion, United States champion. You got peoples out here that has been here for decades in the wrestling business that still have not had the opportunity. You got peoples out here that are in the wrestling businesses such as the WWE, TNA, AEW, any other wrestling. You got so many peoples that are out here that are so good. very talented, have an amazing long resume. And you know what they do? They use them wrong and put them as an Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion. When you know deep down in your heart, and they know deep down in their heart, the workers, the producers, everybody, the trainers, that they are WWE Championship material. But they don't want to put it in that way of resume. And I think that is beyond sad. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm just putting it out there. I'm very passionate when I talk about these things because it's very special and dear to me. So, yeah. So, Drew McIntyre, he retained his title. Sami Zayn, he was not so lucky. So, yeah. Now, let's go ahead and get on to this last topic. And that will be the end of this episode. Y'all, I'm 50 minutes in. Wow, this might be an hour podcast episode. So this is episode 2. My last episode got 10 views on YouTube. But I'm hoping that this one stands out as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and do this last one. Last but not least, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble 2026 match. Oh my freaking goodness. He does not need no introduction. He does not need no da-da-da-da. He does not need no book. He does not need no introduction. I know Roman Reigns to the point, I don't know him personally, but I know to the point how this is going to go. Now, I could be wrong. Now, let's go back to 2020. Let's go back to 6 years ago. Roman Reigns won the WWE Undisputed Championship. And he won that belt at that time. He held that belt for like 4 years at the time. He held that belt from 2020 to 2024 when he was defeated by the WWE Royal Rumble winner at that time, Cody Rhodes. Now, the first time when Cody won the Royal Rumble and when he went on to WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes did not win the first time at WrestleMania. He did not win the first time at WrestleMania. He lost his first championship match at WrestleMania because of Solo Shakira. But this was the time that Cody Rhodes was in the WWE and he was so determined to finish his story. Cody Rhodes was so determined to finish his story. And he did not get a chance to finish his story. I said, oh my goodness, y'all, this is probably the first match, or maybe second, maybe third, or how many matches that I've saw at WrestleMania that a person, the Royal Rumble winner, did not get the win they match at WrestleMania for the title. So, Cody Rhodes did not win the first WrestleMania when he won the Royal Rumble, so he was a double Royal Rumble winner. Listen, Cody Rhodes basically defeated Roman Reigns the second time at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 4. Was it WrestleMania 39? Yeah, WrestleMania 39 when he defeated Roman Reigns back in 2024. Roman Reigns was smiling, you know. He was smiling when Cody Rhodes beat him because he was tired. He was tired. Roman Reigns was tired because he held that belt. He held that belt for 4 years. And with Roman Reigns being the Royal Rumble winner, I'm not trying to predict it, but I feel like he's going to hold that title like that once again. I don't want to see it that way, and I'm not saying it in a hateful way. I'm just going to say it in a way that is respectful, that is very understanding. So let's go ahead and read this. Roman Reigns is headed to WrestleMania. The Tribal Chief eliminated Gunther last to win his second Royal Rumble match since 2015. So, Oba Fenma made his Royal Rumble debut, entering at number 1 position. Division Braun Breaker entered at number 2, but a masked superstar super kicked and stumped him before tossing him in the ring to get eliminated by Fenma. So, wow. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and that. I'm just going to spend this last little bit in elaborating on Roman Reigns and his Royal Rumble win and his history with the championships. Roman Reigns comes from a legendary family. He is part of the Samoan family, who's related to The Rock, Rikishi, the Wild Samoans, so many other peoples, Nia Jax, and the Usos, Jacob Fatu. It's so many legendary of those superior superstars and wrestlers that are out there that are destined. Now, Roman Reigns is the younger brother of Rosie. He died a couple of years ago. So, yeah. So, what are my predictions on Roman Reigns winning? So, it's either he choosing CM Punk or he's choosing Drew McIntyre or whoever's the undisputed champion. I think he's choosing CM Punk because if you know, they had a little history last year at WrestleMania. They have a little history, or sometime last year they had a little history. So I believe he's going to choose CM Punk, and I really feel like that's going to be an amazing match. But my congratulations are in order for Roman Reigns. He is a multiple time champion, a former United States champion, tag team champion, Intercontinental champion, I believe, WWE champion, undisputed champion. He's won it all, and through thick and thin, despite if he is a trumper, he's truly one of the best superstars that there are. So I'm just going to end it right there. And I want to say that's going to be it for my podcast. And I want to say before I end this podcast, what are y'all predictions? What did you think of episode 2 of DDTS? What did you think of DDTS Wrestling Series, episode 2 podcast, the Royal Rumbles recap in Black History Month? What did y'all think of it? Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I really want to say I really appreciate y'all, and I really hope that y'all have a wonderful day. And don't forget, every Thursday, I will be recording and doing an episode of my wrestling podcast, DDTS Wrestling Podcast, every Thursday. And it will be on different wrestlers from the past, present, and future, men and women. But since it's Black History Month, I think I'm going to be doing a little mixture of it, but I think since it's Black History Month, I would definitely be including some of that in as well. So I really want to say thank you all for watching, and that's going to be my episode of DDTS Wrestling Series, episode 2 podcast, and I will see y'all on the next one. I love you all. Stay safe and stay blessed. Love y'all and thank you. Bye-bye.